What happens when a nation's military might clashes with the need for transparency in a war-torn region? The situation in Gaza has become a flashpoint for this very dilemma, with the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, facing mounting pressure to open the region to international journalists. If the IDF truly has nothing to fear from scrutiny, the argument goes, then allowing foreign media into Gaza would be the ultimate proof. But here's where it gets tricky. The political and military leadership in Israel seems divided on this issue, and the stakes are higher than ever. Reports suggest that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pushing for a full-scale military escalation in Gaza, a move that would strain an already overburdened military. Eyal Zamir, Israel's chief of staff, reportedly hesitates to endorse this path, despite top-down messaging insisting the IDF will follow political orders. Meanwhile, IDF spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Nadav Shoshani has remained vague about the implications of a full military occupation, a term now casually tossed around in Netanyahu's rhetoric. This ambiguity raises questions. What exactly does a full occupation entail? And who bears responsibility for the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Gaza? And this is the part most people miss: the role of international outrage in shaping the conflict. Hamas, the group controlling Gaza, has weaponized the global reaction to the looming famine in the region. By framing Israel as the villain in this narrative, Hamas shifts public opinion and eases pressure on itself. Could this be why recent ceasefire negotiations hit a dead end? The IDF, for its part, refuses to acknowledge its role in the famine, instead blaming the UN for failing to deliver aid. Lieutenant Colonel Shoshani admits distributing aid in a war zone is not simple, but he stops short of accepting accountability. Here's the catch: humanitarian aid should be handled by experts, not military contractors. The UN and its agencies are trained for this, yet the IDF insists on maintaining control. With daily reports of aid workers being killed, verified not just by Gaza's health ministry but by doctors on the ground, the demand for accountability grows louder. Shoshani argues the missing piece is proof that IDF soldiers are directly responsible for these deaths. But what if the real issue isn't proof, but the refusal to investigate in the first place? If the IDF truly operates in accordance with our values, procedures, and international law, as Shoshani claims, then why the resistance to foreign journalists? For Israeli audiences, this rhetoric might suffice. But for the rest of the world, 61,000 deaths later, it's no longer enough. Allowing international journalists into Gaza would not only ease the burden on Palestinian reporters, many of whom have died covering the war, it would also shed light on the truth. Who is to blame for the suffering? What exactly is happening on the ground? These are questions the world deserves answers to. Over 100 journalists, including Sky News's Alex Crawford, have signed a petition demanding immediate and unsupervised foreign press access to Gaza. They argue that if Israel and Hamas ignore this call, media professionals will find ways to enter the region anyway, through humanitarian partnerships or other means. This isn't just about reporting. It's about holding power to account. So what do you think? Is the demand for transparency a legitimate right, or does it risk politicizing the conflict further? Do you believe the IDF has nothing to hide, or is this a calculated refusal to let the world see the full picture? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The truth in Gaza isn't just a matter of headlines, it's a matter of lives.